I'm just going to put everything all in. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Scarlett and I'm here to help you make gains in both the physical fitness as well as mental strength to be that hashtag girl boss. Or if you are a man watching this, you can be hashtag man boss. So anyways, today's video is going to be about why failure is one of the greatest teachers in life and actually could be good for your personal success and growth. So if you are into fitness type of content or like this type of motivational content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below because there are going to be so much more exciting things yet to come. And so now let's get this started. Before I start this video, I want to warn you a little that this might be emotional because it is also personal for me, and also talk about failure, that it is not something that was taught in school. Failure is seen as something that a certain group of people get, people who aren't as good as other people get. And when I was young, I didn't have really high grades either, and I thought people who just get really good grades like straight A's get that because they're just born as them and they are smart. But once my dad changed that mindset and I found out that anything can be impossible once you have that intention to achieve that, things change for good. But then still I try to get straight A's. I managed that well, but even I remember during my 7th grade, classes were so hard, getting so tough for me, and there were a lot of tutorials. Like tutorials are, yeah, like quizzes, like tutorials they call that in my country, but quizzes where you get to take like almost every week, and once my marks were not as good as a certain number, then I used to get really upset and have a really bad anxiety. Could be even like, it was even like depression. But I know it's not as bad as certain type of like symptomatic depression, but it was actually really bad. And since then, I tried hard. I went on to college and my grades were pretty good. I have like good scores too, but then still, there were phases where I had this type of depression, and whenever I get a certain bad grade, I sometimes get really upset. And actually, after now finally I graduated and lived on my own right now, moved out, then I learned it the hard way that not just through those academics, but everything like failure, why failure is actually great and why it can be a good thing in life. So yeah, bear with me and let's get on to the 3 things of why failure is actually a good thing. The first reason why failure is really good is that it is testing out your commitment, like how much you really want to achieve it. I want to say that like a month ago, I uploaded a video of my week for the MCAT, and I took the MCAT and I studied hard for it, actually like months before I really studied for the whole month, just putting all my time and energy and effort into studying that. I studied a little bit, like every time I can do something, I would put that time into studying for the MCAT, and I did that. But things turn out that my score wasn't good enough. Actually, it's like so uneven, and I wouldn't just be comfortable to apply to medical school for that. But still, I know that one day I want to be that someone who changes the lives of other people and who make other people's lifestyle better, other people's health better. And I want to be that kind of doctor. and I want to know more about the human body, like a lot more than what I know right now. And I just want to learn more and help other people achieve more. But things happen for a reason. I know that, and this is just testing out my commitment. I'm just going to put everything all in. It's just testing out how big your vision is. It's just testing out how much you want it, if you really want that, and if you so much badly want it, then even if you feel one time or two times or multiple times, you're gonna keep trying whatever it is. The goal is to move on from it, be committed to it, and keep rocking for it. So that's the goal. Be committed to it and don't just give up. Don't let failure own you, and own the failure instead. And the next thing why failure is actually really good is that it is telling you to change something. For my MCAT example, the lesson is to change something. Why is to analyze why things are wrong the first time and then fix it up, switch it up, just jump onto a fresh start and change the methods and see what works for you. And for this YouTube video right now, there might not be enough audience, there might not be many people watching it, but my channel is new, but then because there are less people right now, it allows me to just switch it up and experiment on what works and what doesn't work and see which one is great for me. So that is one example. And the other example I have is my job search. The first time, like almost the whole month, it was like 15 days or so, I was applying to tons of jobs and submitting like my resume, cover letter to around like 40 places, and I didn't hear back from anything. So I just had to switch it up, and my next strategy was to call the places, and that's when I started to get the interview opportunities, and now that's how I get the 2 jobs that I have now. But the point is to change the new strategy, and I remember learning it from some of my classes in college that after some of the quizzes, we write down what we did wrong, why we get it wrong, and then try to think of how we could come up with a better one. So that is a really good strategy to learn, and you could apply it to everyday examples. Like whenever you don't get things right, whenever you start a day with a great intention but things doesn't happen for a reason, then you can come up with better plans on how to make it better. So every day is a fresh start, every day is a brand new opportunity, and don't see failure as something that would stop you from getting what you want. And I know that after reading quite a few books right now, after this, I learned out like in the entrepreneurship and business world that some companies, they fail multiple times, and most people are likely to succeed in starting a business, like a multi-millionaire business, after the 30s or 40s, because by that time they would have learned a lot and they would have learned new strategies. So failure is just one way of finding out for yourself that nobody has told you on how to change it and be better the next time. The other good thing about failure is that it allows you to see if that is really what you want. So for my MCAT example for this video, maybe it's asking me if being a doctor is really what I want. And actually it could be good because now I'm planning to take an extra year, and that would allow me to see if that career is really for me. It allows you time to breathe and just have a fresh start, just what I've mentioned before. And another really funny example is like YouTube. Sometimes I would edit it to like almost midnight, trying to get it done, like for the deadline that I set for myself. I know nobody imposed it for me, but I like to torture myself. But actually, no, just love for the people here and just want to be consistent, just want to be there. Whatever comes up, there are no excuses. But anyways, I would edit it until midnight, and when I get up, it's like 4 views. So it's okay, like, not getting what you want is actually testing out to see if that content is really what you want to create, and it allows you to take a step back and just breathe and analyze it. All things will be fine. And so just don't take failure as completely a bad thing. And you know what? In relationships, there's a quote that says, good things fall apart for better things to come together. So you never know what is lying ahead of you. Anything can happen in the future. So failure can't be a bad thing at all. It can be messy. It can be all like, so when you are, so most people think like failure to success, you get success like that. But actually, like this, you can even go further lower down than before, and it can be like that. So it's the actual depiction of how things happen in life and how progress is made. Progress is made through failure, and really successful people, they have experienced it all, and you might just see the highlights of it, like through social media and everything. People just want to say their highlights, but they have overcome failures too. The greatest moments, like, whether a person really deserves success or not, is during their bad times, when they're down in the dumps, and how they try to get it back up. So failure is just testing you out, as I've mentioned before, and also seeing if that is really right for you. Overall, I just want to say, do not give up wherever you are. Maybe you are facing struggles right now, and if so, I hope you find this video helpful, and I hope this speaks to you too. And let me know what you think about failure and why failure is actually good in the comment section down below. And you can also comment down on what type of videos you want for the future. Last but not least, I want to say that life is too short, and you can't just let failure let you quit from doing what you want, because I don't want you to live another day thinking about how things could be if you hadn't given up, if you hadn't moved on from that goal. And don't be scared of doing what you want, because there is only one life, and it is better to do things multiple times, fail, be messy, and get to the top, rather than just following the easy road because you are afraid of failing. And so that's why I hope you the best in wherever you are, and see you again later.